Hello, hello everyone. How's everyone doing today? All right, to get us started, we are going to warm up by going over a pro game. This is between Changhao versus ChangSeok. So we'll see how it goes. Changhao is one of my favorite players due to style. Thanks for the follow, big Buddha player. I appreciate it. Thanks for supporting the Clossi Club. Um, but Lee Chong is one of my favorite players. Due to the fact that he has a very easy to follow style, and I think his moves are really smooth and to the point most of the time. Sometimes it goes crazy, but that's because I can't keep up with his reading, of course. But Lee Chong and Guli, I think I like their styles a little bit more than styles like Lee Sedol, due to the fact that they're more smoother, they're prettier to watch, and easier to follow. Oh, thanks for the follow, FIFA Direct Star. Um, but yeah, welcome to the insane world of Go. Uh, but surprisingly, I say that Lee Sedol's not one of my favorites due to the fact that I can't follow his games, and I think his games are crazy looking and stuff like that. But I think my style is actually closer to Lee Sedol's than like Guli's or Lee Chongho's. Uh, so it's kind of funny that I don't like the moves played by players that I'm more similar to. That I like the moves that other players play because I guess I probably just can't keep up with Lee Sedol. Is probably why I don't like his moves. I haven't reviewed enough of Shiryu to see if I like him or not. I've only seen him play a few times, and it was against Lee Sedol, so of course it's going to be crazy. But yeah, anyway, so enough about that. Let's get on with the game. It's interesting to see a high here. We've been seeing low a lot more lately. So the fact that he went high here probably means he's going for a more influential plan. And likely he's wanting to approach here. He's probably maybe went here because it's low. And if black gets in a stone here, it becomes very nice Moyo. It should be noted that pros value Moyo a ton more than we do. Cho Hun Hyun. Not quite. I haven't. I should have though. I know he's like one of the strongest players around, or he was anyway. He was like the number one in Korea for a long time. He's one of the first top Koreans too, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, and he's a really strong and well known player. But surprisingly, I haven't gotten around to looking at his games. Uh, now that I think about it, it hasn't come up. He was before my time, so I haven't seen him. And whenever I review old games, most of the time I'm going several hundred years into the past to review old games. I'll either mostly review recent games or review really old games like in Go Sagan or Shuyaku's era. But yeah, I should look. I should make a point to look at his games at some point. Actually, I haven't, which is surprising. I just realized I haven't. A pincer here, quite interesting. So I was normally we would expect this nowadays, right? We've been seeing this a lot. So a pincer here is quite interesting. We'll see how this plays. Likely the follow up's going to be a 3-3 because it jumps. If I'm not mistaken, the jump and then this and then this isn't played much anymore due to the fact that black has a peep and a wedge kind of move, wedge like move, in order to surround white. But so I heard it was considered slightly good for black now. So I'm not expecting to see the jump. And if we do see the jump, I wouldn't expect to see this Joseki, but maybe a second jump and a pincer. But we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty confident it's going to be 3-3 or a pincer. Okay, so it is a pincer. Mm-hmm. 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 And oh, not 3-3. I was expecting 3-3. So he's going to put emphasis on the side. What to do as black? So I think he's gonna just wedge, right? Oh no, he's gonna play this one. Okay. I haven't seen this one in a while. I haven't seen this one in a while. See how it goes, just connect. There is that cut, but there's also this cut, so whites can't do it yet. Hey Ina, how's it going? A shoulder hit here. Plausible. Oh, nice. Just got out of the pool, huh? I have not gone swimming at all this summer. I'm a slacker. But I'm not a big fan of swimming anymore. I used to be a lot more into swimming when I was younger. But lately it's just, I don't feel like getting wet and having to dry off and change clothes. To me, it's more like a chore to get in the pool. I haven't gone swimming in a long time. I think I haven't gone swimming since I was in Korea, actually. So almost 2 years. Or actually, what is this year? 2016. Yeah, it's been about 2 years. It's too much effort. Yeah. Um, I'm trying to look at all the variations in this move. It looks like this can't be cut in any way, as long as this cut remains. And if he goes back, I want to say he can just Nobi, get the influence. That'll be fine. Like I said, you can't do anything until, as long as the cut remains. So now probably kill the stone or Knight's move or some way to kill the stone. No? Oh, I didn't expect this. Okay. So this will be something I had not expected at all. And a little bit of influence. Black gonna live? Probably not, right? Oh, okay. Well, hmm. Hmm. So R11 is so S12, R11, R11 is so S12, and white isn't alive locally. Well, the problem is the corner, right? That corner's not alive. That's why I didn't think he had time to play this move, because I knew I had just mentioned that this cut doesn't work as long as there's this cut. But once the cut fixed, then yeah, the cut might be a possibility now, right? So I was thinking he would just fix with something, right? Here, 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 even here, I don't care. Just something, right? I expected something along those lines, and I wanted to see how he'd fix, but he didn't. And then we see this result happen. And here I was thinking, okay, maybe he sacrificed the corner and get the influence. But he doesn't. Instead, he goes here. Black is not alive in the corner. So let me just point that out. Black is not alive in the corner. Black cannot live in the corner. Yeah, that is a dead shape. So my best conclusion that I can come up with is that black says this is going to take way too many moves for you to capture. And you are not alive. I'm going to get a lot of forcing moves. So I'm going to... No, there's not even a go. I'm going to get a ton of forcing moves on the outside that'll be equal to or greater than this corner. If you go here, I just go here. You can't play this. And if you stop the connection, I just kill you, right? But there is a lot of... It takes a lot of moves to capture. Hey, Fia. Takes a lot of moves to capture. Now, I am looking at this one. Right? But this side looks huge. Sure. But this seems like it's not effective. In other words, I think this result is something I might play, but there's no way I think a pro would play it. Uh, because the combination with these black stones is not good. It looks like white's canceling out these black stones a little too well when he jumps or something, right? So there's no way I think this result is going to be good enough for black. So let's see how he plays in the game. Because from my theory, he's going to attack this outside somehow and gain profit. But I'm not sure how he's going to do it. All right, he plays here. Okay, so you're just getting forcing moves. This descending move is important Tsuji, guys. I don't know if you've been watching my streams, but this Tsuji actually, I was able to play this one, or not. It's not a Tsuji. It's a life and death shape. Yeah, it's recent. Recent. It's a life and death shape. Well, we can see black is attacking the top group as well. And this Nobi down or Nobi to the edge is really important for making life. So this is a really common life and death shape that many players actually overlook, and you'd be surprised how many overlooked. And I also overlooked it for many years, actually. I always wanted to play the Tiger's Mouth or the Connection, but in many cases, those will die and this will work. And actually, I was actually able to play this in a recent game 2 days ago. All right, so now to your comments, now that I explained that. If I played this way and played this way, and then black played something over here. I think you're right. I think you're right. So now that we've seen that white responds over here, in hindsight, maybe black was thinking, I'm alive because you'll die. Right. So it's an important descending move to remember. So now, if he lives, he's still playing on the outside. He's going to get all those forcing moves first. If he lives, then now we have to revalue the result. And I want to say I like black's result. If he's alive in the corner, I want to say I like his result. But of course, white won't go down without a fight. So this is really complicated, and I don't recommend playing this in your games. Because the reason I thought this was dead was because I didn't read the entire life and death on top. However, locally it was dead. Locally it was. However, due to the fact that black can kill in a capturing race, it wasn't dead. So that means he can live, which means my theory was wrong, but I found that out in hindsight. Okay, so now I'm expecting life in the corner, after the forcing moves, of course. No? No life in the corner? No life in the corner? This is big. This is... I don't know what he wants. This is so irritating. Is he just alive? Like, surely he's not just alive, right? Locally, that has to be dead. Oh, man. That corner is so complicated. This is very complicated. So, I'm not convinced this is going to be alive if white plays first. I am convinced that black can live in one move. But we have to think that black's also getting this side. So maybe he's saying, if you want to kill me, kill me. But I'm going to get this side. However, if you play one slow move after I get this side, I'm going to come back and live if you don't kill me. This is very interesting. It's very complicated. Double Hane. Very nice double Hane here. Oh, very simple and solid. This is something I like about Li Changhao. Or Changhao. I said that's so American. Yi Changho. Is because he's so simple and effective. And that's something I'm really lacking. Is being simple and effective. Just fixing. And surprisingly, I think I do it better when I'm playing as 5Q because I'm not afraid of their stuff because I know I can deal with anything they play. But when I'm playing like a Fordon on IGS or something, or PandaNet, then I'm really worried about doing something like this because it just feels so slow. But it's effective. There is a ladder here to think about, though. But Black will get a ladder breaker if he does. All of this is Joseki? I know the first few moves. I know the first bit is a Joseki, but all of this is Joseki? Oh, man. Probe. Oh, live immediately or keep probing? There's no way this will work, right? Yeah, this is insane. The whole variation, I don't know. I know the first few moves. I knew I was expecting a few things, but all of this, no way. I don't know any of this. What's White's aim? I don't think White's going to live. What is White after? There. It looks like just reduction. I think White's trying to force Black to capture on the inside. That's my theory. Stuff and O. Yeah, all of that Joseki. Okay, that's insane. So I'm expecting. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I should have expected this. This is a common shape. I should have expected this one. My reading needs work if I didn't see this one. So here's a vital point. Can you play it immediately? I don't think so. Maybe you can. Hello, Lux. So here's a vital point. There's a cut. Black can capture with an Atari. I don't like this move due to the lack of liberties. What about this move? I think it's a similar reason. Maybe this move's okay. I think my conclusion is going to be one of these two moves. Oh, no. Okay, shows what I know. White plays. Cut immediately doesn't work. Wait. Atari, yeah. Well, yeah, the cut immediately might work. So if White plays here. I don't know what to do. I think this works for White. I'm pretty sure this works for White, right? See, he played it. He did play it, so it does work for White. Then what's the point? I told you that was a vital point, guys. I see some stuff. I just don't know what's going to happen. Big reduction. That was bigger than I thought. I thought at best White was going to get one stone. Like, I thought at best this cut was going to happen, but I thought this stone would die. That's a big reduction. But black does get Sente, so I think it's worth it for black because white still has to capture. So white loses 4 points on the inside at least. He did get 8, 10 points or so, and he reduced about 10 points. So it looks about like a 20-point move, but it's a 20-point Gote move. So I'm not, or maybe a 24-point Gote move. It's not that big compared to another big move that might equal about 15 points to 20 points. Locally, yes, it's very, very huge. Globally, it's still pretty huge. But black gets Sente, so therefore it's not unbearable. If you get what I'm saying. Let's see what black plays. There's a peep here. Why has to respawn first? Yeah. I was like, did I lose track of whose turn it was? Hello, Kato. There's a peep here. There's an extension somewhere over here. There's an approach over here. And life in the corner. Actually, this life in the corner seems really big. But do I want to give white Sente for it? I don't like that. I'll let white play that. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Glad to see more Ghost streamers. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to help you out. Move here seems big. But this whole side is unsettled, but I don't know. Okay, so that one. Long pincer. Low's not in style lately, but it's still possible. Maybe he's trying to pincer, which would be possible. Long pincer, interesting. Yep, I would never come up with that. See, I'd be too afraid for this because I don't think I'm strong enough to pull this off. Or my opening's not knowledgeable enough to pull this off. Hold on. Ladder works for white. This is a ladder breaker, so that's another meaning behind the long pincer. So that makes a jump Sente though. And a shoulder hit. Let's see what black comes up with. Sacrifice for influence. Yeah, it feels weird, but it's possible. Because black still has a 2-space extension, right? So it's still possible. Yeah, this puts a lot of pressure on the stone while also fixing this group and only sacrifices 3 or 4 points. So it's really powerful. And white has to defend. Yeah, this is still the opening, guys. Because there's still open areas, right? So it's still the opening. Maybe just show that. Nope. Complicating. Just E18? Those are insane. Or Tanuki, by all means. He's going to sacrifice the 2. He sacrifices so much. I mean, I suppose he can. That top right, or the bottom right corner, I mean. Bottom right corner for black is so huge. And he has the top left. White still doesn't have the top right. That can still live. Actually, I think it might be alive. No, no. If white plays first, I'm pretty sure it's dead, but it's going to be annoying for white to kill. But I think black's... I feel comfortable as black, but I don't understand why you didn't play this one, because if you play this way, you can just run out, right? Yeah, there's some Aji here, for sure. But this is obviously bigger, so... If I play this way, white has to play... something. So I don't see what's wrong with this way. I'm not sure what's wrong with that one. There's still a connection here. So Tanuki's brave. Might be good timing though, because right now he might have Miai. That's true, but I feel like he can deal with it. I feel like he can deal with it. He's so solid. So solid. Like I said, that's why he's one of my favorite players, but I can never play like him. Shoulder hit. Tanuki. Maybe he's probably saving the attack. That's true. That's true. The theory's correct. I would have fought. I would have totally fought that. But you don't need to. That's the thing. You don't need to fight that. But yeah, the theory's right. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm pretty sure you're right. It's just I would never play that. I would have totally played E18 because as soon as I see it, it's just like why not cut? Under the video, there's a subscribe link. Three space is interesting. I expected a two space, to be honest, guys. I think a two space is a little bit better. Well, no, I said a little bit better. No, not a little bit better than a pro. No, two space is a little bit more common. From what I can tell, from the Josekis or whatever. Three space, however, might work with this a little bit better. Especially if white plays it this way. Interesting. Do something about the bottom. Fix yourself first, of course. Ooh, fight. I think white's desperate, actually. That's why he's choosing this fight. Because honestly, I like black. I think black's winning. And let's count. Let's say white fixes. And let's just say black fixes something, right? Let's just say this. How many points does black have? 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 30, 32, 35, 67, 39, 40, 42, 44. No, not 40. Maybe 43. Then 45. 60, probably 58. Black. Maybe even 60. Which is comfortable for black. White has 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2, 24, 16, 30, 40, 42, 4. So white will be behind 16 points. Granted, he could play in this corner and gain 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 20, 22 points, which would put him up by 6 points. Plus Komi, 12.5. But black would have Sente. And he so if white, let's say white killed, black would have Sente to play here, or black could play here, or even here. Actually. Here, because that's not alive. And he could potentially gain the 12 points and potentially more because he's fighting. So white likely won't let that happen. So he could potentially gain 12 points in the center, plus he might get this move later because he's attacking. And normally when you attack, you might get points later. So I think white's losing. But yeah, so I think white's behind, and that's why he's desperate here. But he wants to fight, right? Because he's not going to go down without a fight. So I think this is his fighting move. Interesting. Ooh, close to me. I expected a knight's move. Yeah, this works. Yeah, this is strong, solid. It's a lot more solid than it looks. Because normally I was expecting a knight's move because it looked like shape. But maybe this has more cutting points than it should. But this is much more solid, obviously. But no, I didn't like the shape. However, if white tries something crazy like this to reduce, it seems like overplay. So it's actually a lot more solid than it looks. Really nice. D4. No, I was meant in combination with N6. I was looking at the combination, and normally you wouldn't play this because there's easy ways in. However, in this case, there's not. And if white plays this way, you could easily play here. Yeah. Yeah. I know it now. It's just I didn't see this when I was thinking about it until he played it. And if he played it, then okay, obviously now I know it's good. Oh yeah, the empty triangle cut. That's also true. Yeah, that's true. That's a thing. That is a thing. Yeah, so mine was bad. Mine was definitely bad. But I was trying to find a way to fix it and I couldn't. So time to Suji or just leaving Aji, I guess. Alright, now we get into this fight. Time to Suji. Nope. He did it to invade. So there was an invasion. Alright, now, here's a question. Why doesn't a normal move like this work? So I'm thinking he's worried about this group. I'm thinking. This is all theory, guys. I don't know for sure. Maybe. And if black fixes... No, I'm wrong. No, maybe I'm not. Because there's no ladder here. That's my thinking. And that's kind of my idea of why he thinks... Why he can get away with this. Is because of the liberties. That's my thinking. I think that's why, but I'm not convinced. I'm not positive it's the exact way, but I think it's something along those lines. Yep, that's a pretty good move. I mean, if you were looking at this board, would you honestly be able to come up with this move? No, never. Obviously, it's obvious. It's nice now, but oh man, I would never see this move. It's a simple nose to Tsuji too. Huh? Go figure. Yeah, black is doing pretty darn good. I am really liking how black's handling this. Very straightforward. White's coming. White's trying to cut these stones off, like I said earlier. I think, in order to get some forcing moves to do a double attack. But I'm not convinced this is going to be terrible. Black. I think black can handle this pretty easily. So it looks like black can just live locally with this move if white doesn't have an Obi. Yeah. Changhao is really strong and really solid too. Does seem like 3 weak groups, but to me, it looks like it's very easy for black to handle. Like if I was in this position against a Dawn level player, like a low Dawn, I would be confident as black that I would be okay. There is an annoying Ko here, though. I think that would be my only concern, that Ko. Still should be okay, but yeah, because this is still here. This Atari and connection's still there, so you can get some forcing moves on the outside, so it still should be okay. What? Not what I expected, but I think he's trying to get Sente. Yeah, to go here. He makes it look so easy to just live with the group that was almost dead. Yeah, like I said, this Ko is my only concern. I would totally do that. If I was reviewing this game and I was thinking it was a Q player, I would say you're way too soft, way too slow. Because Lee Changhao, to me, looks really slow, but he's really solid. So because I know Lee Changhao's stronger than me, I can look at this game and say, I should learn from these solid moves because I think it's too slow. But it's much more powerful, and it's one of my weaknesses, right? It's one of the things I lack, one of the things I can't see in my games. So I should study him and try to tell myself that his move is better than mine. His move is better than mine. But if I was looking at a Q player game and I was looking at this game, I would have been like, no, you're way too slow. Like, this is a terrible situation. You played so many mistakes this game. You have no idea. I would be criticizing this game hard. But this is the stuff I lack, right? And of course, he backs it up with very accurate reading and very strong concepts. And that's stuff that I'm not able to see. So, of course, I can't review it properly. But yeah, this Ko is something I was concerned about way back when. So let's see how he handles it. Okay, just connect. So just lets him live, looks like. It does get to this. And that's the trade. Okay, now we can count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20, 30, 40, 2, 4, 50, 60, 62, 4, 5, 6. Oh no. Are these stones considered dead? Oh snap. Oh snap, that's gonna make it so much harder to count. Okay, 66 for white plus Comey, so 72.5, which is about average at this game. Or at this stage, sorry. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 22, 4, 6, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 40, 52, 48, 50, 60, 60, 68, 70, 72. I got black up by 10. That's obviously wrong, because no way's up by 10 or what would resign. And I didn't even count this as dead yet. This looks game over to me. For white. I think black's clearly won. So let's check for a white desperate move. Oh, he resigned. Okay, I was right. I was right. He resigns. Because even if he can manage to make these live with something, which he can't. Okay, even if he can manage to make those lives, black's still ahead by like 10. Not to mention all of his end game in this area and this area. Right? Let's say even white got this area, it'd be 2, 4, 6, 8 in Gote, and then black can get here. I think black's up by at least 4 points, even if this was alive, which is still game over to a pro. But this wasn't even alive, so it's clearly game over. And then okay. So he resigned here. Yeah, very, very nice win by Changhao. The levels don't matter. At pro level, the level doesn't matter. Their performance matters. The levels can be delayed by like a year. But so the levels don't matter. What matters is their history, their performance, what they've accomplished. And then you have then you have dark horses that just come out of nowhere, like Sure Yue, just start beating everybody. And then you realize, oh, he's really strong. Yeah. This guy's really strong. Unless they're a dark horse, pretty much their history matters. But for the dark horses, you pretty much have to think, if they're young, there's the possibility. If they're a new pro, there's a possibility. Otherwise, the more seasoned veteran usually wins. Sure, Yue. That's how you pronounce his name, right? That's how you pronounce his name, right? Sure, Yue. Sure, yeah. Or is it Sure, yeah? Is it Sure, yeah, or Sure, Yue? I think it's Sure, yeah. It's probably Sure, yeah. I don't know. I would need to see it in like its actual language, and then I need to know how to read the language. Like Korean names I can pronounce pretty accurately because I just think about the Korean letters that spells it out, and then I just sound out the Korean letters and I can say it pretty accurately. But I don't know Chinese because Chinese is really, really hard. Yeah, that was an interesting game. That was an interesting game. I should. All right. That's it for that.